Hello and welcome to our Masterclass, where we're going to show you how you can drop up to 20 pounds in 12 weeks while still eating the foods you love. And yes, that does include, wait for it, chocolate, takeaways and alcohol.
Woohoo!
Now don't worry guys, there's nothing for sale here today. We want to give you proven content and strategies that will help you achieve sustainable weight loss. These strategies we use with our clients on the WellFit Method, so we know that they work.
But who is this masterclass for? Well, it's for busy professionals who are searching for a permanent solution to weight management. It's for people who are working out but just not seeing results. It's for anyone who's frustrated of constantly losing weight and putting it back on again. And it's for people who are tired of looking and feeling the way that they do. It's for anyone who's unsure of what exercises to do and where to start, or if you're confused with all the information out there. It's for people who let their job dictate their life while putting their health on hold. And it's for anyone who's ready to commit right now, physically, emotionally, and financially. But this is not for you. You can switch off right now if you're here looking for a quick fix, or if you're looking to drop a massive amount of weight in a really short space of time, because that is not what we do in the WellFit Method. It is not sustainable. And this is not for you if you're unwilling to make a change, because let's face it, something has to change, because what you're doing right now isn't working, or you wouldn't be here today.
Now, you're about to learn why starving yourself and overtraining is probably setting you up for failure again. You're going to learn why stress could be stopping you from losing fat or even gaining fat, particularly around the belly. And you're going to learn why fad diets simply don't work. You'll learn how to change your mindset in regards to foods and stop looking at them as bad and restricting them. You're going to learn how to eat the foods you love and still lose weight.
Like that awesome looking cake.
Massively tempting cake right there. And you're going to learn how sleep deprivation actually tells your body to eat more, and even worse, slows down your metabolism.
Okay, quick intro for those of you who don't know who we are. We are a husband and wife team in our 40s. I'm an ex-professional Irish dancer and I travel the world in various Irish dance shows. But when I hung up my dance shoes, I joined the corporate world, so I know exactly how busy and how stressful the corporate environment can be.
Now, I've been in the health and fitness industry for over 20 years and I've always been passionate about helping people. But why listen to us? Well, in that time we've helped thousands of people just like you lose weight and keep it off for good. We've owned successful gyms, we trained the trainers, we've even set up an educational company that trains people to become personal trainers. And we've worked in the corporate wellness for years with some of the companies you see there. But more importantly, we practice what we preach. Now, this is myself and Ali, week 1 and week 12 of a 12-week transformation that we jumped in on with some of our clients. Now, we didn't have a massive amount of weight to lose, but you can see the change in body composition.
And guys, we understand the struggle. We've been in the industry a long time. We've heard it all before. We've seen it. We understand what is holding people back from achieving their weight loss goals. Maybe you fall off the wagon because you're doing unrealistic training programs and highly restrictive diets. You feel guilty when you eat certain foods because you classify them as bad. Or you feel overwhelmed with all of the info out there and you just don't know where to start. Maybe you've lost the weight before and you've put it all back on, and possibly even more. Or you're all or nothing when it comes to your food and exercise. Or maybe in your head you're eating healthy and you're working out and you just can't understand why you're not getting any results.
Have a look at this list. I'm sure some of these resonate with some of you. The hard way, short-term results, if any. Excessive cardio sessions, long daily workouts, strict meal plans, and sometimes even cutting out whole food groups, eliminating what you perceive as bad foods, fad diets, and following generic nutrition and training programs. The hard way, guys. Now, there is an easy way, one that will get you steady, sustainable results. It's the WellFit Method. It's a 360-degree approach to health. Now, these are the tips and the strategies we're going to give you today, right here. It has a data-driven approach and has been tested and proven. It takes into consideration all the struggles Ali just mentioned, and it's personalized for you. It gives you the knowledge you need for sustainability. We like to educate, not just dictate, because that way you'll get a clear path to your health and fitness goals.
Okay, first up of our WellFit Method graduates is Fernanda. Now, Fernanda's why to losing weight was she was getting married. But what I want you to do now is have a think about your why. Why are you looking to lose weight? Why are you here today on this masterclass? Now, Fernanda, she lost 20 kg, which is 44 pounds, in 6 months using the WellFit Method. Now, she's only 5 foot, so that's quite a lot of weight loss for a small frame. Before that, she tried all the quick fixes, all the fad diets, and nothing worked because she just struggled with all of the information out there. Now, pen and paper at the ready, guys.
Pen and paper, get ready to take notes.
Here it is. We're going to share with you our WellFit Method and the phases that we do. Now, we've 3 phases. Phase 1 is nutrition and exercise. Pretty obvious one there. Phase 2, we're going to look at sleep and stress because these get neglected a lot of the times, but they could be holding you back from achieving your weight loss results. And then phase 3, really important, habit consolidation and routine, because motivation is what gets you started, but it's your routine and your habits that keep you going. Now, phase 1, 2 parts, nutrition and then exercise. We're going to look at nutrition first. You got to know your numbers. And when we're talking about numbers, we mean calories.
So what is a calorie and where does it come from? Well, a calorie is a unit of energy that helps your body run efficiently. Just like fuel runs your car, calories equate to energy, which runs your body. Now, they come from your macronutrients, the food and drink that you consume. Now, your macros are protein, fats, and carbs. Let's take a closer look at your macros. For every gram of protein, you get 4 calories. For every gram of carbs, you get 4 calories. And for every gram of fat, you get 9 calories. Now, we need each of our macros for different reasons. You can see their functions here. Protein, it's essential for growth and repair of muscle tissue, and it keeps you feeling fuller for longer. Carbs is the body's preferred source of energy, and it helps protect muscle wastage. Now, fat protects internal organs and is essential for hormone regulation. And you can check out some of the examples of the foods and where we get our macros from.
Okay, so that's calories and macros, but what actually causes you to gain weight? Well, fat doesn't make you gain weight. Carbs, believe it or not, because they're the first macro people take out, don't actually make you gain weight. Protein doesn't make you gain weight. And even eating pizza, chocolate, or having some wine won't make you gain weight.
Woo! I like the sound of that.
So what does make you gain weight? Well, it's simple. Excess calories. That's how you gain weight. If you eat more calories than your body needs, you gain weight. And it doesn't matter if these come from proteins, fats, carbs, or even pizza.
Great. Now that we know that we get our calories from the food we eat, we need to know how many calories we need a day. This equates to how many calories you're going to burn, and that's your total daily energy expenditure. Now, Sophie here, we're looking at 2,000 calories per day, and we get that from inputting a number of different details into any calculators you'll find on the net that will help you get your calorie needs for the day. And they will look for your gender, your age, your height, weight, and your activity level. Now, once you input them, they'll give you your calorie needs for the day. So we're going to say Sophie here needs 2,000 calories a day. Now, how is that broken down? Well, let's start here. Starting at the bottom and working our way up. Your basal metabolic rate are the calories burned by your body just to carry out basic functions. So if you were to wake up and lie there all day and just breathe, stay still, you will use 60% of your calorie needs. So for Sophie, that's 1,200 calories. Next up, calories burned during non-exercise daily activities. So things like fidgeting, cleaning, gardening, etc. That's 20% of your calorie needs. Next up, 10% is the thermic effect of food. So calories burned digesting your food. So again, for Sophie, that's 200 calories. Now, look at that top one. Exercise. Only 10% calories. That's why you cannot out-train a bad diet. You got to watch those calories. Now the science behind it all. This is super scientific, very difficult to get a grasp on. Let's take Sophie, 2,000 calories, column B. If she eats 2,000 calories in a day, she will maintain her weight. If she eats more than that, she will gain weight. And if she eats less than that, Yeah, well, she'll lose weight. It really is that simple.
Okay, but what actually happens when your calories are too low? Often people are of the mindset, the less I eat, the more I lose. But this is not the case. As Aunt mentioned, everyone has a basal metabolic rate and everyone's BMR is different. Sophie, we're using as an example, is 1200 calories. And that's what she needs just to survive. But if she was to reduce her calories to her BMR or even lower, these are the things that may happen. She may lose weight, but it's not essentially fat loss. It could be water or muscle she's losing. Her body can go into starvation response. It'll lower her metabolism. She'll have low energy. The body will want to hold on to all those calories because it doesn't know when you're going to feed it properly again. And then it'll burn less calories doing everyday activities. It could lead to binge eating and regaining the weight. It's an additional stressor on the body and it's not sustainable. And this is why fad diets or restrictive diets don't work. The calories are often way too low. You're starving all the time. You're restricting whole food groups or macros, as Aunt explained. You don't need to do that. Often carbs are the one they take out first. You've low energy. You're depriving yourself of foods you love and you'll stick to it for a few weeks, but then you're going to quit because your life is miserable. And this is why the global weight loss market is worth $246 billion. They don't want you to lose weight and keep it off for good because they will be out of business. But we do, and we're going to teach you here today sustainable weight loss. Now, sustainable weight loss is about 1 pound to 2 a week. But how do you lose 1 pound? Well, to lose 1 pound of body fat, you need a deficit of 3,500 calories. So next time you're beating yourself up over only losing 1 pound this week, think about that. 3,500 calories you've taken out of that diet. Now you can break that down into 500 calories deficit a day. But how do you make that up? Well, you can eat 500 calories less, you could burn 500 calories extra through exercise, or combination of both. Now, this is why you're here.
This is why I'm here.
You want to know how to eat chocolate, drink wine, and still lose weight.
Tell me.
Okay, well, know your number. Know how many calories you need to lose weight. Take the guesswork out of it. So now that you know your calories, you got to track them because otherwise you're just guessing how many calories you have. So you stay within that calorie deficit. Then if you're eating 80 to 90% of your calorie intake of nutritious foods, you're going to have 10 to 20% left to play around with and have those foods that you love. So your wine, chocolate, or pizza, or whatever it is for you. And remember, there is no such thing as good or bad foods. It's just some food will have more nutrition in them than others. And you have to stay consistent. You can't just do this for a week and be like, but I was so good, I haven't lost weight. You gotta keep it up and be patient.
Now, Ali mentioned tracking your calories. This is why that's important. In your head, you're thinking, do you know what? I've really eaten well today. And yes, you have. However, in reality, if you look at the calories, it's way above. Take Sophie, for example, at 2,000 calories to maintain her weight. Way above that. 686 calories more than Sophie needs. Just because she didn't track it. Now again, not a problem there. The food is healthy and nutritious. But you need to track your calories. But maybe you're going wrong because you're a weekend warrior. That you restrict yourself so much during the week that your calories are low and you're suffering. By the time Thursday comes, you're thinking, do you know what? I need a little treat. Thursday rolls over into Friday, into Saturday and Sunday, and all of a sudden we're eating way more calories than we should.
Start again on Monday.
We will. We'll start again on Monday, sure. But if we look and add up all the calories here for this week, it's 14,500. Now Sophie, looking to lose 1 pound, should be on 10,500 for the week. 1,500 a day. So she's already now 4,000 calories above what she should be eating for the week. Now another thing you need to do is you got to watch those liquid calories. You've seen the green breakfast smoothie there. It is nutritious, yes, but it has 486 calories in it. And look at your super chocolate mocha frappuccino or your orange juice. They all contain calories that you may not be tracking.
Okay, we left out some of the calories here.
Don't do it, Ali.
Very important calories that people are going to know about.
I didn't think we were going to do this.
Alcohol.
Okay, go.
So alcohol contains 7 calories per gram of alcohol. So that's nearly double a protein or carb. Okay, I'll let you get back to it now.
Thanks for ruining the day, Ali. So you just got to watch those alcohol calories, okay? They don't give you any nutrition. But again, overeating healthy foods. The mindset is, it's healthy, sure, I can eat as much as I want. But look at this, breakfast and a few snacks, and we're already up at 1,500 calories. So you gotta track it so you know where you're going wrong. And of course, portion sizes. Watch your portion control. Now guys, we threw this in there. I know from experience about restrictive diets, cutting out everything, and overtraining. 10-week prep for a contest, and yes, I jumped on stage with little boxers on, but for that 10-week prep, I had massively restricted my diet. I had cut out sugars and dairy. I was exhausted all the time. I was miserable.
I was miserable living with him.
Most people were miserable. And yes, I dropped 10 kg, jumped on stage at 70.5, but because I restricted the diet so much, all I could think about was the food I hadn't eaten for 10 weeks. So I binged post-comp, and in 3 days only, put back on 20 pounds. Huge amount of weight. So guys, it's not sustainable and definitely not good for you. Now, in the WellFit Method, we do the hard work for you. We'll find out your calorie needs and we'll give you your plans so you don't have to.
Have a look at Kristzen here. He's our next WellFit Method graduate. He lost 30 kgs, which is 66 pounds in just 4 months using the WellFit Method. He was overweight, he had high appetite and cravings, and he was lacking in energy. Okay, that's nutrition. You know your numbers. Let's move on to exercise, and you have to train smart. So make your exercise efficient and effective and specific to your goals. Now, these questions here we get asked quite a bit. People want to know if they can lose weight from one specific body part. But unfortunately, no, you cannot spot reduce. You can't lose weight from just one area of your body. So sorry about that, guys. Next slide. Other things you might be doing wrong is maybe you're doing online random workouts, following what other people do, or jumping on the latest trend. But the problem here is you're following a non-personalized workout plan, so it's not suited to your goal. Other things you might be doing wrong with your training is you're not training smartly. So you're doing excessive cardio workouts, you're not doing enough resistance, or maybe you're not doing resistance training at all. But guys, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn just sitting down.
Doing nothing.
Eating, you're going to burn more calories with that muscle.
Awesome.
Or maybe you're leaving out recovery days. And this is when your body needs to rest, recover, and let those muscles just relax. It's important to include recovery days in your training plan. Or maybe you are just making your life fit around your training rather than the other way around. If your training is taking up too much time out of your life, you're eventually just going to quit because it's too hard.
Now, the 4 stages of exercise burnout. Maybe some of you it's happened to. Maybe it's about to happen to some of you. But have a look at it here and please be mindful of it. The honeymoon phase. You're on a mission and nothing can stop you. You're determined, you're ambitious, you're excited. But then you start to get a little impatient. Your excitement fades. You're not seeing the results straight away. And you start skipping some workouts. Then everything starts to stall. You'll use almost anything as an excuse and your commitment is just about gone. And then you get frustrated and you quit. Exercise slips from your priority list and you throw in the towel. Sure, look, we can always start again next year. So you've got to be careful of that exercise burnout. But remember, if you change nothing, nothing will change. If you're doing the same workout now that you did weeks and months, it's not going to burn the same amount of calories, guys. Your body is an efficiency machine and it's going to adapt. You need to progress or you will plateau. So another thing to watch out for. Change your mindset. Go from thinking that you only exercise to burn calories, you only exercise so that you can eat a certain food, and you only see exercise as a punishment for eating that food. You need to start thinking that exercise makes you feel fitter, healthier, and happier. It helps mentally, and it will give you a greater quality of life in your later years. Now, Darren lost 19 kg with the WellFit Method over 5 months. Now, Darren's a soccer coach. He's in the States, so he had to say soccer. But he also had 2 young boys that he wanted to keep up with, so he needed to lose the weight and increase his fitness. Now, Darren is still on his weight loss journey, and he's gone from 268 to 226 with us in 5 months, and he's now at 200 pounds, so it's great.
Okay, so that's phase 1, nutrition and exercise. Let's have a look now at phase 2, sleep and stress. Sleep, we're going to expose the true cost of fatigue. Now, I'm sure we've all been there. You've had a bad night's sleep and it just doesn't matter how much food you eat the next day. There's a constant hole in your stomach. You cannot fill it up at all. And this is because lack of sleep is actually telling your body to eat more. Now, we've 2 main appetite regulating hormones. We have little Gizmo here and then the Ghrelin.
So cute.
He is cute.
Gizmo's cute.
So Gizmo represents leptin. Leptin tells you when you are full and when you can stop eating. So he's the good guy. Now, Ghrelin is the gremlin there growling in your tummy, telling you to feed me. It wants more food. He is there. He's the bad guy. Look at him. Anyway, if you don't sleep very well, your appetite regulating hormones go out of whack. So you have more ghrelin and less leptin, which means your appetite increases. Now, add to this the fact that you're tired, so you generally reach for those high calorie, sugary foods. So your metabolism also lowers when you don't sleep. So this all means you are going to gain weight. Now, there are a few reasons you might not be getting enough quality sleep. We just have 3 of them here we're going to touch on. Look at Leo there. He's having a whale of a time.
Oh, he's
but he's in bed, on his phone. We know we shouldn't do it, but we do. Now, the light from that phone is actually hindering the secretion of melatonin, which the body releases to help you get to sleep. Even if you have your blue light filter on or the glasses, your mind is still active because you're on your phone. Next up, binge watching. Netflix. We've all been there. You're watching a TV show, it leaves you on a cliffhanger, you just want to know what happens next. So you're going to watch the first few minutes of the next episode. 3 hours later, you're a few episodes in, it's now 2 a.m. and you're up for work in 4 hours. So you're not getting enough sleep, let alone quality sleep. And then last but by no means least, especially with the size of that glass of wine.
Just a little tipple.
If you have alcohol before going to bed, a lot of people think helps me get to sleep quicker. It might do, but it actually affects the quality of your sleep, particularly your REM sleep later on in your sleep cycle. So you're not going to wake up feeling very refreshed.
Now, the cost of losing that sleep. Shorter you sleep on average, the shorter your lifespan. And people sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night on average eat an extra 200 to 300 calories a day, as Ali discussed, those hormone regulations. 70,000 extra calories a year of weight gain, which is about 15 pounds, just because you're not sleeping correctly. Now, also 50% increase in risk of heart attack and 70% increased risk of breast cancer. So it does cost a lot, guys. Now, how can we get better sleep? Number 1, keep to the same sleep cycle. So go to bed and get up at the same time every day. And that does include the weekends. No point in throwing it off whack on the weekend. Stay away from the blue light technology, as Ali said. Ideally an hour before you go to bed. Ensure your room is dark enough and at the correct temperature. Limit caffeine intake after 3 p.m. Guys, caffeine has a half-life of 6 to 8 hours. Now, that means that 8 hours later, it's still going to be in your system. Avoid eating or drinking too much before bed because it's going to upset your systems, and find a relaxing routine that works for you. So that might be having a nice warm bath, listening to soft music, or even reading a light novel. Johnny lost 5% body fat with the WellFit Method in just 4 months. Now, Johnny often prioritized his work over his health, but when he flipped that around, he found that he was way more productive in work and was way fitter and way healthier as a result.
Okay, so that's sleep. Now let's move on to stress and the effects it has on your body and your behavior. Now, stress can come in many forms. We have physical, chemical, emotional, and mental. Stress is anything that takes your body away from its natural homeostasis level, its balanced level. So even exercise is a stressor on the body because your heart rate increases, your temperature increases, and your blood pressure increases. Now, it's a good stress. We know exercise is good for you. But if you are already highly stressed and you're doing high intensity workouts, that's an extra stress on an already very stressed body. So it's not ideal. Poor diet is actually a stressor on the body too. So if you're putting less than nutritious food into your body, it has to work extremely hard to try and digest that food and find any form of nutrition to let the body run optimally. And over the years, we've seen this. High stress levels go hand in hand with a lack of results.
Now, fight or flight response. You've got two systems, fight or flight and rest and digest. The trouble is that oftentimes we're in fight or flight for prolonged periods. Now, it is necessary because it helps keep us alive. Back in the day, it was the cave woman running away from the caveman or dodging predators. Today, if you step out in front of a car, it's the response that helps you jump back really quickly and get out of the way. But what happens is cortisol hormones released, as well as adrenaline, norepinephrine. But these increase your heart rate, your blood pressure, blood sugar levels, your respiration rate, and muscle tension. They're all heightened. Now again, this is necessary, but the trouble is when we're constantly in this fight or flight response. Stress is holding you back from losing weight because it affects your sleep. That will give you lack of energy and you won't want to exercise. And as we've seen, you will eat those surplus calories that you shouldn't really be eating. It'll keep you holding on to belly fat due to those high cortisol levels. And again, we need to try and eliminate this. Number one, watch the things you worry about. Look at that picture on the left there. The things you worry about are that big red ball. However, the little green ball are things that actually happen. So don't be letting your mind play mad, crazy movies and run away with things when you feel that you just can't control something. Find the root cause of your stress and put a simple daily habit into place to reduce, manage, or eliminate it. Now, we use meditation and gratitude with our WellFit Method, and it works wonders. But don't starve or fast either. Keep your blood sugar levels constant. Exercise smartly, as Ali's already discussed, and get outside into nature. It will help. Stay connected to those you love and who make you happy.
Okay, so Ant mentioned the fight or flight state. That is your sympathetic state, but you want to spend some time in your parasympathetic state. So that's the body's restful state. And you can try some of the things here to do that. So some journaling, gratitude, meditation or breath work, go for a walk, some relaxing music, read some fiction, try some painting, jigsaws or colouring, or even some stretching or yoga. Have a look at Daniel here. He's our next WellFit Method graduate. In 6 months using the WellFit Method, he lost 20 kgs. It gave him the confidence to do this photo shoot you can see here, and it improved his body composition and overall well-being. Now, that's phase 2 done. Let's move on to phase 3.
Nearly there.
Habit consolidation and creating an unshakable routine. This is really important, guys. All about consistency here.
Now, there's only one good routine, and that is the routine you stick to. If it doesn't fit into your lifestyle, you'll find it difficult to stay consistent. And remember, consistency is the key. Now, accountability works wonders. We use it in the WellFit Method. Every week, our guys are held accountable for what they've done that week. So maybe you need to tell someone what you're doing and stay accountable to that person. Remember, Ali's already said it. Motivation is what gets you started, but it is routine that keeps you going. Now, Louise dropped 5 kg and 9 centimeters from her waist using the WellFit Method. Now, she wasn't here to lose weight particularly, but she wanted nutritional knowledge and knowledge around proper exercise habits. Now, as you can see by what she said there, over the week she formed new habits without even realizing it. That is key to sustainability. Remember, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. So you've got to stay consistent. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So plan your week ahead. Be prepared. So prepare your food, schedule your exercise in as little meetings with yourself, and don't even think about not showing up to that meeting. Be patient, guys. You didn't get where you are now in 1 week or 1 month. So be patient and be consistent.
Okay, so we mentioned there Louise was able to create new habits along the way without even realizing. And this is because we like to educate, not dictate. And in our 12-week program, we actually have WellFit Method Academy. And rather than overwhelming you with all of the information at once, we drip feed the content and a new module gets unlocked every week. You can see some of the modules here. And you have lifetime access to this academy, so if you ever feel the need for a refresher, you can go back in there and check it out. Remember, knowledge is not power. The correct application of knowledge is power. We've given you a lot of information here today, but if you don't do anything with it, nothing's going to change. Have a look at Nanda here. Now, she went from overtraining, she was working out twice a day, and she thought she was eating healthy, but yet she was staying the same weight for years. But in 4 months on the WellFit Method, she was able to lose 6 kg and 9 centimeters off her waist. You can see the transformation here. Look at that tummy. We created a routine that fitted with her lifestyle, increased her confidence around her body image, and improved her knowledge and awareness around nutrition. Have a look at Tadhg here. He lost a whopping 30 kg with the WellFit Method in 12 months. He's maintained his weight loss even after 8 months, including Christmas. And that is why he knows exactly how to eat and train for his goals, and he created habits that fit around his busy schedule.
Okay, huge amount of information there. So let's recap. Nutrition, know your numbers, what calories, and track them. Exercise, train smartly, efficient and specific to your goals. Sleep, make sure you're getting good quality sleep with some of the stuff we've given you there today. Stress, try and find the root causes and limit or eliminate them. Habits, create an unshakable routine and stay consistent. Now, we've all got different reasons for watching, but you have a choice to make.
First choice, you can use the information that we've given you here today. We've given you a lot of information, and you can go off and implement that into your life. Or you could just keep doing what you're doing now. But if nothing changes, how are you going to feel 12 months from now? Will you have gained even more weight? Will your health have deteriorated more? Who knows?
But if you still feel like you need someone to help you along the way, keep you accountable, then you can simply give us a call and we'll put you on the path to results, because we take away all the guesswork, and that way you'll only see results.
So, over the next few days, we've set aside some time to talk to those of you who still feel they need that little bit of help. We'll talk for about 30 minutes and we'll map out an exact action plan that you can follow so that you can lose up to 20 pounds in 12 weeks. You can use the info to do that, by the way. And we'll take you through an overview of our WellFit Method program that's specifically designed to help busy people like you lose weight and, more importantly, keep it off for good.
Some more of our graduates. So you've seen a few of them throughout this masterclass, but there's a few more. And here's what they say about us. Antonelli helped me recover from double lung surgery and prepared me for the many TV shows I've done. That's Baz, you might recognize him from the TV. Libby helped me achieve my health and weight goals through 3 pregnancies. And Margaret, I am in the best shape and the fittest I've ever been at 52. Okay,
that is the end of our masterclass. So make sure you don't miss out on your free strategy session if you still need some help. All you have to do is go to thewellfitmethod.com/apply and book your strategy call. And I look forward to speaking to you, and so does Ant.
I do too.
When you do.
Chat to you soon.
The eating plans were really diverse, and that I realised very quickly that I didn't have to cut out the things that I loved. Wasn't half as restrictive as I was expecting it to be. So overall, I did really well, and I lost 10 kg in 12 weeks, which is just absolutely insane. The main thing for me though was a total mindset shift that I had about eating, about movement, and about my body and what it needs to fuel itself, and that'll stay with me forever.
I've just finished Antonelli's 12-week plan, and it's one of the best investments I've ever made in myself. Over the course of the plan, areas covered are exercise, nutrition, meditation, gratitude, stress and sleep. Each area is introduced slowly, week by week, giving you skills and tips to adapt it into your lifestyle.
I had the mentoring of how to eat, what to eat, how to measure calories. I had a good training at good training with Antonelli, and the results was amazing because in 3 months I lost 8 kilos and I lose about 10 centimeters of waist, and that's always been my goal.
The big things for me was the nutritional plan and having a plan that was tailored towards my body and the results that I was looking for. The workouts that Antonelli put in place for me, again, were tailored and structured exactly to what I needed. I saw great results. In the first 5 to 6 weeks, I lost 4 kilos of fat, and then we changed up the program for more strength and muscle and more protein in the diet, and I gained 4 kilos in muscle after that.
I have to say I was apprehensive when I started it, but now I'm just so happy that I did. My progress has been excellent. I've lost inches off my body. I've dropped a dress size. I've improved my posture, and just in general, overall health has been so good because of this program.
What can I say? Antonelli are brilliant. They put you at ease. They make you feel like, you know, it's going to be a process you do together. You're not on your own. And the only thing I will tell you straight up, the first few weeks your calorie intake is going to be high and you're thinking, I'm eating more food than I've ever eaten. How is this going to be productive to me? Setting my goals, losing weight. Stick with it, believe in the process because it works. I've done it, I can see the benefits, I've seen the weight loss. So, you know, while your brain will tell you this is wrong, trust Antonelli because they know what they're doing. If you're thinking about doing it, stop thinking about it, just do it. It's going to be the best thing you ever do and you won't look back. So what are you waiting for? Go sign up.
So this guy, Kristzen here, total weight loss in the last couple of months?
32 kilos.
So 32 kilos in the last couple of months.
After numerous attempts of finding a personal trainer who would actually help me achieve my goals. What I like about Antonelli is they actually listen to you. So rather than just give you a prescribed workout routine that they give to many others, they listen to exactly what you need and they give you the guidance along with the nutritional advice, the motivational advice, and also they're great with the meditation as well.
Started training when you were in your 60s.
Correct.
Yeah.
The end
of 60. And how are you feeling?
Brilliant. Super. Very good. More energy. And I look and feel better.
Yeah, you definitely do. You've been getting compliments off not only ladies but men as well, I believe.
Oh, excellent.
I started training with Anthony, and he changed my life. Like he just gave me such encouragement mentally, you know, because a lot of this, people they only talk about two things. They talk about diet and they talk about, you know, the work you do in the gym, but a huge amount of this is to do with your mentality. And it's not just about, you know, aesthetics, it's about well-being and sleep, and he's also become one of my best friends, and he's enriched my training and my lifestyle, and he's set me on a much healthier path in every sense of the word. He's just fantastic, and I've trained with other people. I'm a TV presenter. I've trained with people in shows and things like that who are fantastic professional coaches as well. But no one holds a candle to Anthony. He's amazing.